boobs, tits, hooters, knockers, melons, tatas, the girls, and cleavage. Why are there so many names for memories? It doesn't matter what they're called. I've always had a love-hate relationship with mine. As I approached adolescence, my itty-bitty titties were slower to develop than every other girl I knew, and those witches made sure I knew it. They called me the ironing board. As a teenager, my mantra was, I must improve my bust. I remember stuffing my bra with fluffy round balls of Kleenex or rolled up socks, which, by the way, was a recipe for disaster because when they shifted, I had a taw and a taw. I remember worrying that I would never snag a man because I believed they were all obsessed with hooters and I didn't have them. But I did get married, and when I got pregnant with my firstborn, my boobs miraculously blossomed and I felt awesome. As I nursed my first child, I fell in love with my breasts. I was lovingly nourishing my baby. They were a portable refrigerator, a great size, and I could wear low top cut tops that were sexy. People stopped teasing me, and I found myself thinking, maybe I should just continue getting pregnant and nursing. As luck would have it, I had 3 children. When I weaned my last child, I prayed that my beautiful bosom would not deflate like a balloon slowly losing air. But as time marched on, I noticed my girls were now drooping, and most women my age complained that gravity was not their friend. I, on the other hand, was still in love with my cleavage because with the right bra, they appeared perky, and I still felt sexy. Then tragedy struck. Several of my friends were diagnosed with breast cancer. Some had chemo, some radiation, others lost their breasts, and tragically, one lost her life. I was afraid for my girlfriends and for myself because my mother had breast cancer. I remember how frightened she was and how my peers, much younger than her, were terrified. When my friend passed away, it was a huge wake-up call. I revisited my relationship with my breasts and saw that I had been duped by my own personal narrative because size does not matter. Our breasts are part of what make us women. I'm so thankful that my breasts are healthy and there is much I can do to keep them that way. I listened closely to my courageous friends as they described their emotional roller coaster and fearful ruminations about what they could have done to prevent this disease. Some felt their bodies had rejected them, and others wondered if they'd ever feel the same again. But with love and support, these powerful women called up every ounce of strength they had to realize their bodies were simply their bodies, not their identities. I reflected on the many years I believed my identity was tied to my breast size. I didn't want to be an ironing board. Thankfully, though, I moved from an age of innocence to an age of wisdom, and I could clearly see how culture and media have seduced us into believing the way we look impacts our value. What a crock. I was the same person whether I was an A, B, or C. After all, they are mere letters of the alphabet prescribed by an industry that influences the way people think. These bold women taught me that we need to pay close attention to our breasts, not because of size or sexiness, but because the threat of breast cancer is real. 1 in 8 women is diagnosed with this disease. My friends taught me about vigilance so that we can continue to be there for our family and friends. But perhaps their biggest lesson, when you have your health, you have everything. So be aware, be careful, and above all, love yourself despite the meaningless letter on your bra. The world is a better place with you in it. And to all of the men out there who think this message may not be for you, think again. These women are your mothers, sisters, partners, aunts, and friends. We must support each other on this journey so that we can beat this thing together. When we look at ourselves through the eyes of love and realize our bodies are beautiful, there is hope. Thank you.